Fish, Florida. We're here with Chris Witt, and he's from rippinhoo3.
Rippinhoo teasers.
And Chris, why don't you tell us about your teasers and how they're winning tournaments and making a big splash in the fishing world?
That's right. These have been around now for 20 years. Come August 1st. This is a project that I started in 1997 in my partner's swimming pool after getting skunked my first time out on the big pond. I went back and developed these. I decided I fished most of my life for salmon and mountain trout, and I was aggravated that we didn't come home with a fish. So I went and bought a whole box of Lure Jensen salmon dodgers, and I started adjusting those and bending them in ways that would make them run better. And I hooked them up to a Pen 80 my friend had, and I went to his swimming pool in the backyard, and I came up with this. And this right here is an example of a lake flasher for lake trout. Now I had this in a set of 3 from my very first teaser, and I put it out there within 15 minutes. A 60-pound wahoo nailed this, bent it, crippled the teaser, but we did catch the fish. So all in all, it was a good day. So now we have them made out of double-sided mirrored stainless steel. Each one of these blades gets polished 3 times by 2 different companies. They run in strings of 6-inch blades, 6 blades on a teaser. That is a ballyhoo version. We have the 4-blade 9-inch teaser, which is meant for the bigger billfish, wahoo, the big fish. And when you're talking about targeting fish, that's why I made 2. And the 6-inch specifically goes after striped marlin, sailfish, dorado, anything that feeds on smaller bait. Whereas the larger marlin, they tend to like the bigger bait, so we put it out in a shorter configuration. But we've got Harry Glaw in Golfito, Costa Rica. I was with him last month. We managed to hook up with 4 blue, brought 1 to the boat, and it was a particularly tough trip because no boats were out, nobody was catching fish. It was a full moon. It was a disaster. But we walked away with fish, and we felt pretty proud of it. Now I've got Boyd Moth. He's out of Venice, Louisiana. I've got the Boudreaux family. They're tournament winners. So far this year, we're doing really good, having moved back to Florida after my 4-year stint in San Diego, proving them in the Pacific. So in the Pacific, I got to tell this story because the man that got this whole thing running is named Corlin Hartwell. His wife's named Jody. They live in Costa Rica, and I was in San Diego by myself, didn't know anybody, and I met up with their daughter. Now, their daughter, Brooke, was a student at San Diego University, San Diego State, I'm not sure. But I talked to her, and she asked me what I did, and I said, well, I build teasers, and I had my final prototypes. They're all torn up. They used to have hologram stickers on them, all that mess, and she said, well, my dad fishes with these, fishes for marlin. I said, do you think he'd mind trying these and proving them in the Pacific for me? And she said no. So I met Corlin a couple of weeks later while he was moving her out, and it was 2 weeks. I gave him my 2 teasers. I had 2 prototypes left. They were my final prototypes, and 2 weeks went by. I didn't hear from him, and our only communication was email. 2 weeks later, Jody sends me pictures of Corlin's single-day Grand Slam with a blue, a stripe, and a Pacific sail. And I said, well, that's enough for me, so I went ahead and took it to the manufacturer, and I searched and searched for a manufacturer. Well, things went well, and I sold a bunch, and it came time that they had to be updated. They weren't what I wanted right off the bat, and now they're absolutely flawless. They are catching everything. They are even being used for doggone pitch baiting for rooster fish, of all things, inshore. So, it's been a fun excursion for me. You're going to get to use them soon enough. And I don't know. Bottom line, we catch everything.